Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another day in my life. Today is Monday, May 9th. I'm actually recording this the week it's going to go up because I'm a slacker. I've already gotten dressed. I'm wearing a dress, a maxi dress. It's only 54 degrees right now. It's supposed to be up to 79 today, so we'll see if this is a regretful choice. So I thought today I would kind of take you along with me. I've got a lot of work to do today. I already did my to-do list for work. We'll go over that when I go downstairs. It's currently 10. RJ's already at school and I need to check on my plants. I wanted to show you my Greenstalk. I wanted to show you my plants currently. So I thought this would be a good time to do all that. So let's get going. But first, we have to say good morning to Lulu. Are you my good kitty? Are you my good kitty? You are. He's like a piece of crap on his nose, but he won't want me to get it off. Hi, baby. So the app I use to take care of my houseplants is called Planta. It's hashtag not sponsored. I did hear about this app from Bess over at Lights Planner Action. I'm just bringing the lighting a little bit more in line with this so you can kind of see what it says. So what it does is it pops up the plants that you have each day that need care and lets you know what care they need. Now I pay for the premium version, which means that I get more than just watering. I also get misting and fertilizing, as well as like tools to identify plants and figure out what's wrong with plants if they're sick. But the watering was great. That was what I used just on its own when I first started houseplants. You can also sort it. Currently it's sorted by site, so all of the plants in one room, but you can also sort it by the task, by the plant, and by uncompleted. I either usually do task or room. So this has all the plants that need to be watered, then all the plants that need to have liquid fertilizer added. But I've actually, rather than task, have been mostly keeping to site because I just try and do everything all at once. So I have a multiple amount of sites currently in my plant tub. The ones that have plants are the dining room, which also includes this living room area, the kitchen, my bedroom, and then the patio. And I have a couple of sites that don't have anything in them right now, and then I've got my plant graveyard. So currently I have 25 alive plants on this list, plus outside is my Greenstalk, which I do not have on this list. I couldn't figure out how to put it in because while there are several different plants in there, the watering is done with one system. So I just have it on my planner to check it every day. So we'll start, I think, with the dining room because that's where I'm sitting. This is my striped oops, maybe I'll turn the lights back up. This is my striped Dracaena. If I pronounce any of these wrong, don't hate me. This is one that is allegedly gonna grow super big. I'm probably gonna need to, I haven't repotted it yet, but I probably will soon. And I've got nothing on here that needs to be done. It looks like everything that needs work in the dining room is over here on my plant shelf. So the other plant that I have in, there's my Lou. The other plant that I have in my dining room that is not on the list today is my Pothos, which is up there. And I have to get on a chair to water it. It's not doing quite so hot, but I haven't murdered it yet. So we'll see how it goes. The reason it's up there is because it is toxic to pets and I don't want them to eat it. Editing Cindy here. Two things. One, my pets don't really try to eat the plants. They're not interested in them, so I'm not super worried about it. And two, I just realized that the striped Dracaena is also toxic, so I am moving it right after I'm done editing this video. Currently, I have eyes on both my pets. So, yeah, toxicity is not something that I want to deal with my pets, but I also am fine with plants that could be dangerous as long as they are put in safe places. Back to the video. Here is my plant shelf. I got it off of Amazon, and I'm pretty sure every plant on this shelf needs attention today except for the rope plant on the bottom. So from the top, we've got my bird's nest fern, which is one of the plants that came from Napa with me. My watermelon stilt, which is doing really well after being repotted. This is my frost peperomia, which is the other one that came from Napa, and it's not dead, but it is not doing great. Sword fern, teardrop peperomia, my rope plant, which is really starting to like sprawl out, so I might need to find a better home for it. and then my Arabian coffee plant, which is the second one of these. I've murdered one of them. And so it looks like on this list that I need to water 4 of them, and then 2 of them I need to add liquid fertilizer, which what I do is I do 1 squirt of this Pump and Grow from Dr. Earth all-purpose plant food, 1 squirt into the plant soil, and then I water afterwards. So I'm doing that with 2 of them. So we'll liquid fertilizer first. It's the Arabian coffee and the teardrop. And I think I'm gonna need to bring this upstairs. Yeah, one of the plants upstairs needs the fertilizer. So this is the watering can I love in the downstairs of the house. It's from IKEA. It was super cheap, like $4. But I just think it's so adorable. Now the key with that fertilizer is then you water afterwards, and the water brings it down into the plant. So I don't actually have any tasks in the kitchen today, but I'll show you the plants. Over here on my dining room, on my kitchen table is an aloe, like a Gaster aloe plant that very rarely needs any attention, but it's staying alive, so go it. This is my variegated peperomia. I've got a bunch of peperomia because they're non-toxic. And then over here is a taco plant. This is another different flavor of peperomia, and this is another different flavor of peperomia. This one is doing really well. These are actually its flowers. If you look here, it's the Piccolo Banda is what it is. This is what it looked like when I bought it. That was the original picture I took. And now it looks like that. I also have 2 spider plants in here. They're currently living up there. It's a new spot for them. On the left is Wee Spidey because it's the smaller one. That's the one that lived in my bathroom for a while, so the growth got stunted. And that one is Big Spidey. So I'm just gonna do is go to handle all tasks. This will handle them all for the dining room, complete all because they're all done. Now we're gonna look at outside. I need to do my big basil, my wee basil, and my strawberries. Sometimes I use the hose, sometimes I use the watering can. So this one is the wee basil because it's the smaller basil plant. Giving it a good soak. And this is the big basil. This is the basil, the bigger plant. So I got the wee one from Botanical Gardens, and then I got the big one from Trader Joe's. This is a purple basil, which is not requiring water today, and that one I also got from the Botanical Gardens. These are the 6 lavender plants I got from the Botanical Gardens that I am going to be planting in the front yard. Currently this strawberry plant is gonna live on my table because I don't have anywhere to hang it. But I bought this at the farmer's market because I really wanted a strawberry plant that was already starting to fruit, because the ones on my Greenstalk are not quite there yet. So this one has some strawberries we've already eaten off of it, and then it also has some new ones coming in, like this guy. Give him a hot minute here. Strawberry. And then the final batch of plants I have is in my bedroom, technically in the Nook. We've got 3 up here, a philodendron, fiddle-leaf fig, and a different philodendron, which is the one that needs attention today. Those ones are all toxic, so I keep them up high to keep them away from the pets. And then we have another peperomia and a jade plant that live over here. These 2 really don't require a lot of care. These guys, on the other hand, we'll see. These are all fake. All right, so this is the peperomia Birkin, and I need to pull that one down and give it some liquid fertilizer. So before I take you outside and show you my Greenstalk, I also wanted to mention that as soon as I'm done with that, I am actually going to go to one of my local garden centers and check out their houseplants because, ooh, getting dark again. Well, it's consistently great, but consistently different. I want to go to the garden center, pick up a few more small house plants. If you saw in my kitchen, my windowsill is usually lined with plants, but as they get repotted and moved, I have more space, so that means more plants. I also want to take a look at their big plants. I have an idea of what I want and what I want to order, but I want to see their pricing to see if I'd rather get it here than order it online. I want to get a big bamboo palm from my downstairs, which is part of my bucket list, is to be able to keep a large plant alive. I was going to go water my Greenstalk and show it to you, but my neighbor was outside and he's still out there. And I am still a little embarrassed to go out with my camera and talk to it while there's people watching. So I'm gonna go to the garden center first and then come back and do the Greenstalk. I got 3 plants at the garden center. I'll talk more about them later when I put them into plant tub, but I need to go check the Greenstalk and then get to work because it is 11:40 and I still haven't started work yet. This time a different neighbor was outside, so I am just voiceovering it because of my desperation. So this is my Greenstalk. It is the original. They also have one that is called a leaf. The difference is the depth of the tiers. I also have this support that does not come with it. You can buy it separately, but I specifically got it because in my bottom tier is all tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers, so they're going to be climbing up. The second tier that doesn't have anything going on in it is my green beans, which are not sprouting, and I'm starting to feel grumpy about that. This next tier is all herbs, flat leaf parsley, catnip, garlic, chives, lemon verbena. Oh, I believe that's spearmint, and then cilantro. The mint is already growing up tall, and so is the flat leaf parsley. Then we've got lettuce and arugula in the next tier, which I'm just going to harvest as baby greens because we love them in this house. And then the whole top tier is ever-bearing strawberries that are already starting to pop out little baby fruits. So I'm very excited about that. To use the Greenstalk, you water from the top. You fill up the top container up to the line based on how many you have stacked up, and then it disperses down in a drip system to all of the plants. This has been very, very helpful for me, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out. And we've got a puppy. We've got a puppy. So here are my planners for the day. Here's my work planner. I set this up already. I'm actually filming a daily, which will go up next week. But it's a whole list of shit to do that I need to get started on. Looking at it, I need to get the Hangout done. I've already done the inbox. I've already taken a look at it. I have some emails to respond to, but I'm not sure I'm going to get to them today. But I definitely need to get the Hangout uploaded from yesterday. I already showed you the Greenstalk, and I went to Nick's. I didn't show a lot of it because I actually got into a phone call with a friend of mine who needed some advice, and so I didn't wind up showing a lot of it. I've got some other stuff I want to show you, but we'll get to that. Anyway, so what I need to get done here is Hangout, the feedback, getting my markers video that you'll have already seen at this point taken care of. I need to put the podcast post up, and I want to get the orders printed. I should be able to knock all of that out. Look here, maybe I'll dot everything I want to try and get done before I have to go pick up RJ in basically 4 hours, 4, maybe 3.5 hours. So get this feedback at least started. These 2 things, the Hangout, the podcast post, printing orders. I think all of those definitely. And then I could start this prepping collection if I get all that done first. But this is where I'm going to start. And then if you look at my personal planner, I had Nick's Garden Center on here already. So I can check that off. I have my 1 p.m. walk with Layla. And then I've got a couple phone calls to make and some other stuff to work on personally. So we'll come to that later. I also need to run the Roomba in the kitchen today. Alright, it is 1:30. I just finished editing my video and exporting it, and it is currently uploading to YouTube. I also added to my to-do list to prep the ClickUp video that I'm going to film tomorrow, and I did that while it was exporting. It didn't take very long. So now that that's done, while this is uploading, it's going to take like 20 minutes according to the current estimate for it to upload. Sometimes it goes faster, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on what else is going on in this house. I am going to take Layla for a walk because I am on afternoon walk. And let me show you how we keep track of that as a family. So here's a look at my Google Calendar, and you can see here, I don't know how well you can see because it's not focusing, but this gray calendar here is the Layla Walks calendar. And we only do this for Mondays through Fridays and only the morning and the afternoon walk. We have the evening walk in here and the weekend walks. We're not using those right now. And then what we do is every day we assign one to either C or J, depending on whose day it is, who's going to do it. And then it's around this time frame, but it's basically whenever we can fit it in. And so this week, every day, Jess and I each take one walk, except for Thursday because Jessie will be in the office all day. And then Friday, Jess will take all day because I'm taking the day off and I'm going to lunch with Keisha and trying to go grocery shopping. So it just makes sense. So each of us winds up with 5 walks over the course of the 10 walks that are during the work day throughout the week. I'm just sitting in the car waiting for RJ to get out of school. It's almost 3:30. And then once he gets home, I need to put in a couple of hours prepping for the starting to work on the new collection. And then after that, make dinner. And then I have a phone call. And it's going to be a very busy day. And I am already hitting my fatigue wall pretty hard. I'm finding that I'm hitting it earlier and earlier now that my kidney function is dropping faster. So usually if I can manage to get myself back to work, as long as the work I have in the afternoon is work I don't have to think too hard about. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on like the concept side of things. I'm going to spend more time on like the cutting of the paper and the prepping of supplies, because that is something I don't have to think too hard about. It's hard. It's hard, you guys, it's hard to be a kidney failure. So I just made a phone call to Walgreens. I'm not going to make the State Farm call today. I'll make it tomorrow after I drop my car off, since I'm going to have to call them anyway. Might as well just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But I did make the Walgreens phone call, which was I don't know how it happened, but somehow I accidentally filled 2 prescriptions that I need this week. At the Napa Pharmacy instead of the Aurora Pharmacy. I don't know how it happened. So I had to call, get them canceled in Napa, then get them transferred over. So it's 2 Walgreens phone calls. And I made them. I'm so proud of myself. I did a podcast recently, I'll leave it linked down below, of my phobia around phone calls, which kind of goes into more detail. But I wanted to mention it today, both to hold myself accountable. I put it on here as something to talk to you about because I wanted to make sure I did it. And I did it, so I'm checking it off, Walgreens. And I'm going to move my State Farm to tomorrow. But I talked about not only making phone calls, but I actually did make them. So I'm very proud of myself. And as a matter of fact, before I get going on any other work, I did want to show you the living room and the Nook shelves that were part of my April physical space goal. They're both done now, as well as getting the whole Nook like cleaned up. And I didn't vlog that because it kind of happened piecemeal over the course of a couple weeks, and so it didn't really make sense to vlog it. But I want to show you just because I'm proud that I got them done. And if I do it now, then the lighting is still going to be good. And if I don't do it now, I'm not going to have time until tonight, and the lighting is going to be shit. Also, I'll show you. I got feedback day done. I'll have to check it again tonight, but so far it's done. Hangout is uploaded and posted. So the only things that are left on my work list are cleaning the office, which may not happen today. It was sort of a thought. I mean, I did clean up my desk a little bit. It's relatively clean as opposed to before. The call I have tonight at 7, filming the daily for this plan with me, and then working on prepping my collection. And the things I have on here are to cut the paper to size, to get the references lined up, to get the ClickUp task and everything lined up, and to get the initial list of what I'm going to be painting for the collection together. I think what I'm going to do is migrate forward ClickUp and the initial list, because I want to film my ClickUp video tomorrow, and it occurred to me it might actually be a really good thing to actually create the ClickUp stuff for the video so you can see how it gets worked. As for references, I can start looking at them, but I'm not too worried about that. What I really want to do is just get the paper cut. I'm going to start with 12 and we'll see if that's going to be enough. Other thing I want to check out here is my regular planner. So I did call Walgreens. I need to take my blood pressure, but I just had chips and I don't know if that's going to be a good idea. I need to go talk to Kat about checking in. They need to take care of that, so I will make sure that they do. And then I'm gonna migrate State Farm to tomorrow. So I'm just gonna put it on here already. State Farm. What is this planned for? Oh, it's working on, this is gonna have to wait till tomorrow too. That is working on a plan for some things that Kat's doing. And today with the call and everything, Jess and I are both gonna be working basically late tonight, so that's not gonna really happen. So the other things on here are swapping out towels and finishing my one little word setup, because I've been doing, you can see the little pile of cards over here that I'm collecting. I've been doing them, but I haven't been, and I've been taking some pictures. The pictures and everything aren't going to get put until the end of the month when they're all done, but I want to get the actual section set up. So that, and I already did this too. I did the Greenstalk, and I got to figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight. I think we'll do the katsu tonight because it's microwavable. Katsu with rice. So I wanted to get 3 things done as part of my goals, and one was the mantle. The sun is coming in here. This is all Target. I got most of this from Target because we were having people over and I wanted to get it done. But this is a gift that we got when we got married from my mother-in-law. So there's the mantle. And then here is the shelves, RJ's thumb. See if I can get this in an angle, and laying down, not feeling good kid here. We've got the Kandinsky circles RJ's class did, pictures of the kids in Gorby. Then we've got more pictures, more family things. And then this is the area I'm most happy with. It's the Loki Shrine. It includes the box of Loki, paw print of Loki, a picture. Behind there is hidden his bag of fur. Jesse's not ready to see that. So we have it in a safe spot, but it's not out. And then a fake plant in this situation here that RJ made me when he was in, I want to say kindergarten, question mark?
What?
The flower pot.
Who's in the class?
Andrew, Nathan, Riley, Bella, Nolene, Mia, Juan, Denise, Gabriel, Olivia, Alfredo, Caesar, True, Bella and Jackson in it, so it was before they moved. So it was kindergarten?
Yeah, it's kindergarten.
Yeah, 2012, 2011, 2012, that's kindergarten for you. And then we have more nesting dolls, and then a bunch of shit I got from like thrift stores and Home Goods to fill up the top shelves so that in case I didn't feel the need to ever need any of it. Plus, you look at my grandparents. 1950s, for sure. We were already up here earlier, but this room is finally done. We've got the desk and this thing I got from, I think, Michael's. We talked about the plants. This rainbow painting came from Home Goods. Pillows, Lulu bed, places for the kitty and the dog to look out the window. And then here are the shelves here. Again, we've got pictures and fake plants, candles. These bins all are hiding like candy and beauty supplies, books. So it's
for dinner.
No.
You know.
I don't know what's for dinner yet. I'll figure. I think I'm gonna do chicken katsu. Not the one I homemade make, but there's one I got from Costco.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, beauty stuff, books, that sort of stuff is all kind of hidden. This set of shelves is a lot more practical than the ones downstairs, but I love how it looks. While I was up there, towels are now in the wash. Towels are in the wash. I took care of a couple of emails that I needed to take care of, and I changed the battery on my camera. I am going to do my blood pressure, and then I am going to work on getting the paper managed for the collection, and then I think I will film my daily for tomorrow and then step away for a bit to take a break before my phone call tonight.
You said the next step is to go to the polls, but the fact that my choice is between this bill or nothing at all.
So this is the paper I do my fuckery flowers on. It is Reeves BFK printmaking paper, 200 and 80 GSM. It is nice and thick for watercolor. It has a soft texture to it, and it can handle layers of watercolor and colored pencil up to what I need from it. It's not a super hardcore watercolor paper, but it works really great, and the texture is really great for what I like to paint. So I'm going to probably just cut these in half. I tend to do the fuckery flowers. The fuckery flowers tend to be painted quite large because that's the way I like to paint them. I think it's 22 by 30 sheets I order from Blick, or I think I can actually get them from the local art supply store here, and I just cut them in half for painting fuckery flowers. So I'm gonna cut them in half one more time, which will make them 7, that's not right. No, that is right. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5 by 11. 7.5 by 11. So a little smaller than 8.5 by 11. And that I think will be a good size for what I am planning to work on. I'm gonna need about 12 of these for the collection I plan to work on. So I'm gonna cut half of them for right now, just in case I decide this size is not gonna work. I'll still be able to use this paper, but I wanna not go through and use my paper up if I don't have to. Sometimes I like to tear it because I love getting the like deckled edge that you get from a tear, but I actually have a big paper cutter, and I'm just gonna use that to cut these because I'll be able to cut them really cleanly, and it'll be just so much better. This area over here is a hot goddamn mess right now though, so judge not, lest ye be judged. So 7.5 by 11. I think this will work. If it doesn't work, then I'll have these papers, and I can also cut them in half again and do 5.5 by 7.5, and that would actually be a fun little size for doing smaller illustrations. So I'm not too worried about it if this size doesn't work. But I don't want to work as large as I do on the fuckery flowers, because the fuckery flowers tend to be artwork that I put my like whole self into. I mean, I love to paint, so I put myself into everything, but I definitely I like to really throw my whole self into the fuckery flowers. And these guys, while I'm excited about this collection, what I don't want is for it to be as labor intensive as the fuckery flowers. Yeah. And so there we go. I have 6 sheets ready to start working. You'd think I would clean my desk up in my office, but I'm not. I'm actually gonna pull out my one little word supplies and get that set up as well. I decided that the katsu was a little more effort than I expected. It's not my homemade katsu recipe, it's like a stuff from Costco, and while it's less labor intensive than homemade, it's still a little bit more laborious than I wanted, and I wasn't gonna have time, so I'm just making tacos. I'll make enough for us to eat tonight, and then there'll be leftover taco meat for lunches tomorrow. My call is over. It is almost 9 and I am exhausted, so I'm gonna get ready for bed. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I know it was a little all over the place, but I really wanted to show you my plants. I will make sure to do a what's in my bag next time. But in the meantime, would you like to see these every other week or so? Please let me know, because if you would, I will try and do them. But if you're not gonna like them, then I don't want to. I like vlogging, but actually getting the camera out always is so hard right at the beginning. Anyway, I'd also love to hear from you in the comments below. If you have had any success with any sort of indoor or outdoor plants, I'd love to hear your best tip. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, friends, peace.